Eventually, the chef locates the birds with a helicopter and ensnares them in a net, while Dax and Gwen manage to hide. Inside the net, the chef plans to harm Mac and Pam first, causing Pam to succumb to despair. The movie starts in a New England forest, where Mac Mallard consistently advises his children, Dax and Gwen, against exploring the outside world, much to the displeasure of his wife, Pam. One day, the Mallards encounter a group of migrating ducks heading south to Jamaica, which captivates the family's interest, although Mac remains uninterested. Pam urges Mac to broaden his perspective on the world around him. Later that night, Mac engages in a conversation with his elderly Uncle Dan, who, like Mac, is resistant to leaving the pond. However, Uncle Dan's words make Mac reconsider his position, and he ultimately decides to allow his family to migrate. At Gwen's insistence, Uncle Dan joins them, but they mistakenly head north instead of south. During a rainstorm, they seek refuge in a swamp beneath a boardwalk, where they encounter a deranged, elderly great blue heron named Erin. She invites them to her shack to spend the night with her and her husband, Harry. Despite their initially alarming demeanor, the herons prove their benevolence by rescuing Dax and Gwen from a catfish. The next day, the Mallards reach New York City. Uncle Dan strays away and inadvertently gets the ducks into trouble with a group of pigeons, led by none other than Chump. However, Pam's assertiveness earns them favor with Chump, who then leads them to her acquaintance, Delroy, a macaw originally from Jamaica but living in captivity under a human chef. Desiring to liberate Delroy, Mac and Pam infiltrate the restaurant where the chef works to obtain the key to Delroy's cage. After successfully avoiding the humans, they acquire the key and release Delroy, who expresses gratitude and guides them to Jamaica. While Gwen takes a break for the restroom, Mac stumbles upon an entrance leading to a paradise filled with pekins. The group begins to enjoy their time there, but soon Dax discovers that it's actually a duck farm, with the chef from earlier being one of its patrons. Dax takes it upon himself to help the Pekins and his family escape from the farm, but in the process, he loses his wing feathers after being stepped on by the chef, leaving him unable to fly. The birds take a break at a resort where Mac reprimands Dax for his recklessness, leading to an angered Dax disowning his father. Eventually, the chef locates the birds with a helicopter and ensnares them in a net, while Dax and Gwen manage to hide. Inside the net, the chef plans to harm Mac and Pam first, causing Pam to succumb to despair. However, Mac lifts her spirits. Trying a salsa dance they learned at the restaurant, they attempt to press a button to release the birds, but the chef catches them in the act. At this moment, Delroy, Uncle Dan, and the Pekins reach their limit and bombard the chef with fruits and vegetables. The chef is knocked unconscious by a squash, hitting a button that causes the helicopter to drop Pam and Mac, still confined in their cage. They are rescued and liberated by their kids, with Dax having repaired his wings using feathers from other birds. In a silent reconciliation, both father and son mend their relationship. Under Dax's guidance, the birds finally reach Jamaica. There, Delroy reunites with his friends, and the Mallards reconnect with the duck family that had visited their pond earlier. As spring approaches, the family prepares to return home. However, Mac points out a group of lost penguins in need of assistance to reach the South Pole. In the credits, the movie shows several photos of the Mallards' adventures as they help the penguins return home to the South Pole, and the movie ends there.
As thanks for watching the whole video, here's a picture of a cute puppy. And if you have a movie or TV show that you want us to cover, just comment it down below. We'll make a video of it in the future. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out our playlist for more recaps.